What's up guys, welcome back to another video, hope you're all doing well today. So today I've got some more Arenacross for you, not long since I've done my last Arenacross video, and this is one made by James46 and is up on the MXB shop. It's free however there is more of like a charitable donation type deal going on, so you can kind of pay what you believe it's worth, which I think is a quite cool way of going about it. Now the last track I believe I played by James was also a Supercross track. I believe it was made by James and Jones combined, and what we've got here today is just two Arenacross tracks, an east and a west, and I'm going to do a few laps on both. Okay, there's an invisible barrier there. Am I missing something? Or maybe that tree's just got a huge collision without me realising. We're going to do a few laps on both, and I think it will just be nice, almost as just some off-season Supercross practice, I believe. Just ease your way into it with some smaller Arenacross tracks instead. Now, I was thinking about possibly going down the 450 route for today's video. However, for Arenacross, I really feel like there's no need to. You know, the tracks are a lot smaller than they would normally be. Although that triple was a lot bigger than I expected coming out the corner. Jesus Christ! Bloody hell. Okay, note to self: hit that faster next time round. And I'm a fan of the older Arenacross. You know, they can be quite technical. Some of the jumps coming out of corners can be a lot harder to hit than others. But I believe honestly that they're a very good introduction to Supercross in general. That is also a big triple coming out that turn. That's nice to see. The reason I hopped on the 250 was because I didn't want to be over jumping absolutely everything. So it's nice to get a track where it feels like I do still have to work a little bit harder in the corners to get the most out of it. Quite a short lap time, which is to be expected for Arenacross, even though we are minus the arena, we are outside, but it does give off that whole practice track vibe, which is what I believe James was going for here. Let me try shift it down into second, carry a bit more speed in the corner, seat bounce, stab the back brake, lovely, up and over that. Ooh, do you see what I see? I feel like I could step onto that table. Let me spin around, see if I can. There you go, triple in, and oh, that's actually quite a big jump, almost like quadding onto that table there, but that could definitely be doable. See, there's an entire different line if I cut down in this corner and just double him rather than triple, but oh no, I overjumped that. Oh, that is itching to be hit. That might be a 450 line, but that's nice knowing that we've got some different line options in the rhythms as well. Something that Arenacross I don't believe usually has a whole lot of. In the few Arenacross races I ever watched in my lifetime, they do tend to be quite one-lined, and it seems like a lot of the time, I mean, bearing in mind, when there are passes in Arenacross, they are incredibly good passes. I've seen some block pass compilations on YouTube before, and they're very enjoyable to watch. I do like a good, not like really dirty, but you know, just like them aggressive passes, just running people high, or I mean, I suppose you could class swiping someone's front end as being dirty. It depends who you are. But to me, dirty's more like just T-boning and stuff. Do you remember who was it between? It was Michael Alessi and someone years ago, where I still don't know to this day if it was intentional or not. But Alessi kind of went to the inside and almost just dumped the clutch and let his bike go into the side of someone. That's what I consider dirty to that extent. I feel like rubbing is still racing for the most part. I do enjoy some Arenacross. We've not had, I feel like I might offend some people saying this here, we've not had a proper Arenacross series with really solid tracks. There's been a couple in the past, but the tracks have been a little bit lackluster. Although I think there is one that's either just started or is starting. I think D. Alves is making the tracks for, because I know on the shop he released a pack of 4 of them or so as like test ones. So that, I'm guessing that is coming or going to already be out. Oh my god, I keep OJ-ing that triple in the middle there. But unfortunately they're at a time that I can't actually do. They're like super early hours of the morning for me. I wouldn't be able to attend those races, I'm afraid. I feel like in bikes, Arenacross must be such a weird thing to race in bikes. Oh, get over that. There we go. That triple does seem a little bit overscaled compared to the rest of the track, but I'll take it anyway. Yeah, I imagine Arenacross no X-Bikes comes down to a start, and that's it. I couldn't imagine... yeah, I couldn't imagine trying to do a clean start on this game. We have enough grief trying to get around the first corner just on Nationals. The only corner that I've not had much grief on for a start is the recent MX Bikes of Nations Red Bull track, the qualifying version. I've done a couple races on it now, and I don't think I've been punted once, which is quite nice. But that is such a wide corner, and obviously we've not got that sort of space in Arenacross at all. It's just nice mixing it up a little bit. I know that Jane. It's been a while, I believe, since Jane's released a track, and well, no, actually, I've just realised. I don't think it was the Supercross track that I last played from James and Jones. Didn't they also make? Oh God, what compound was it? They made that absolutely huge compound for a team. It was a team, big team compound where there's like a massive nationals track, tiny little enduro loop, free ride jump, supercross track. Completely forgot about that one. Never mind. I was completely spitballing at the start of this. I do apologise, boys. Sorry to discredit your work, but that was a great track. I really, really enjoyed that one. I didn't see any notes about Jones being involved on this one. I think it was just Jane's, which is, I always find that funny when I get into races and they're both racing. I get Jane's 46 and then Jane's 46 racing. It's just funny that their names are so close together. I have just had, very off topic, just had a fly land on my screen. What the? Get off! Get off my screen! You don't pay rent, you're not allowed to just sit there. Oh, Jesus Christ. The things that happen in some of these YouTube videos. Oh God. So, you might be aware, I'm currently away for a long weekend. I've left on the 7th, which is Friday, and I'm back on, I think, late Tuesday night. I'm not sure what day that is. So I think it's like the 11th or something like that. I can't count. Maps is difficult. So I'm really head on videos right now, so all this is kind of pre-recorded. So forgive me for talking about what is potentially quite old things at this point. I've done a stream the other day it was part of RSG on that Redbud track that I mentioned, and I had, oh God, it was one of the worst streams I've ever had in terms of like technical difficulties. It was so bad. I had very odd, just random audio delay, which I've not experienced before, and I hadn't changed anything to warrant it. So I've loaded up Streamlabs again today to try it, and it's completely perfect and back to normal. So I had about 20-ish minutes of pulling my hair out, trying to work out while I'm getting this audio desync and adjusting my own sort of sync so it all lines up with each other, and now it's fixed itself from day to day. I absolutely hate technology. Like, it's one of the things, you can't live with technology, you can't live without it either. So how do you really win? You know, I can't for the life of me understand how something can randomly unsync itself. After, like, I use Streamlabs for everything now, whether it is streaming or if it is just recording videos, and I've never had grief with it until that one stream. I stopped the stream halfway through, I closed Streamlabs, I restarted Streamlabs, I restarted the stream, and it was exactly the same until I had to manually fix it. And now, the next day, there's no problem at all. It's a very frustrating thing. I'm not sure what causes it, but you know what? We move. It's working now. All things are good in the hood. We are very happy. I want to hit that section again because that didn't feel right. I'm guessing I go, oh, maybe tripling in. I think I only doubled in that time. Go, stretch it out. Oh, that's much better. Yeah, triple double feels like the nicer line there. And we just got a little double. And quite a small finish line jump this time. So this track feels a lot smaller scale than the one that we've just ridden, even though I'm guessing they are built off similar scales. I think it's just the actual sizing of the jumps that are different. Very easy whoops on both of them, I will say that. So again, if you are new to the whole Supercross / oh my god, Supercross / Arenacross aspect, you can practice your whoops and such, because I know some people do struggle with those. I mean, if you need help on Supercross in general, I did have a tips to improve at Supercross video a while back, if you want to go back and watch that, where I kind of give all the important bits, or the bits that I feel are important in my mind at least. I'll triple this, there we go, go over that properly. Oh, that was not a good run into the whoops, jumping into them like that. But one little tip that I have for the whoops is, as you'll come up to the first one, if you sit down and lean forwards just as you hit it, then it'll kind of push your front wheel down into the ground and keep you low, so you can sim across the top of them rather than jumping through. Only off the first one, that is. So you kind of come up to it, sit down, lean forwards, and as soon as you get over that first one, you stand up and lean back the rest of the way. Otherwise, you're probably not going to have a very fun time trying to get through them. I'll show you on my controller now, like lean forwards, sit down, and then stand up and lean back. Yeah, it just keeps your trajectory a little bit lower to stop you getting all kinds of sideways and huckabuck, as the American commentators like to call it. Or is it I think it's just Emig, isn't it, that says Huckabuck. It's so funny. So funny, Jeff. He has some very interesting lines. Yeah, I'm not a fan of going double, triple through that section. I'm going to try it from the inside bit, because I'm wondering if I'm just being a goof and not hitting it right. Oh, no, you can't do that. Okay, so it's inside and then double, double, or inside, double, single. No, outside's much more enjoyable there. And we just got a double over the finish line. I imagine this is probably one of them tracks that, or the other Arenacross track over there as well, probably one of them tracks where people are going to grind for world records. Can we jump through these whips as well? Oh, we can. It's just a hell of a lot slower. Yeah, don't recommend doing that. And can I step over this tabletop? Oh! No, you cannot. Okay, so it's quite a forced line in that section. I think it's just where the lip on the on-off is so big. It's very hard to get up and over it, so I think that just stepping on and then stepping off, it's got to be the quickest way as well, because your wheels are on the ground more, you're accelerating forwards more, you're not jumping up high into the air. So I mean, both of these, they're fairly solid tracks. You know, I definitely prefer the one over there to the left, which I believe is the west track. I believe I'm riding on the east one right here. But yeah, they're still both fairly good. They're quite straightforward, nothing too difficult, but let's be honest, when it comes to Arenacross, you're not going to get the most challenging of tracks. It's not going to be the longest thing in the world. That's what she said. And I had someone ask me on my last Arenacross video, like, at what point does Arenacross become Supercross? Because the track was quite long, like really long, that I was playing on, like a minute or so, which is, I think, pretty excessively long for an Arenacross track. And someone just said that it's to do with the length of the track, so it should be classified more as Supercross. But in my mind, I thought it always came down to being in an arena for Arenacross or being in a stadium for Supercross. But let me know, what is your definition between the two? Because the distance or the length of the track does make sense. Like, it 100% does make sense. But then what is the cut-off point? You know? It's like you get all of those... Oh, what's the word for them? I can't remember the exact word, but there's a word for like them questions that you're not sure on. So it's like, if I have a ship and I replace one plank of wood, is it still the same ship? Obviously the answer is yes. But then what happens after years and years and years and every single bit of that ship has been replaced? Is it still the same ship? And then what if you take all them old parts, put them all back together and build the original ship? Which one's the old and which one's the new, and so on and so forth. Same with, like, I like the one where it's like, if you take a grain of sand, it is just a grain of sand. If you take another grain of sand, it's just 2 grains of sand. At what point do those grains of sand become a pile of sand? We're getting fucking deep on this channel. That's what we get all the deep questions here. So it just ties back to, I want to know your comment below. When does an Arenacross track become a Supercross track? Is it based on length, or is it based on what setting it's in, i.e. an arena compared to a stadium? Question of the day. But you know what? I think for just 2 Arenacross tracks, there's probably not a whole lot more I can cover on this. I mean, I really like the decals that have been used. I think they look very, very nice on the eyes. Oh, I need to do the old non-shader test. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a little bit on the brown side without the shaders. I'll leave them on. It makes it look a little bit more orangey, a bit more appealing on the old eyes there. For those of you that keep asking for the shaders, if you go onto MXB's shop and go to the Hurren compound, the shaders are linked there for you to download. You've not got to buy them or anything like that. It's there free for everyone. But it's a question that I get so often. Just go download it from there. And then in terms of environment on this track, very, very simple, of course, but I believe he's going for that whole kind of backyard private test feel. You know, you've got the gates over here that you enter through. There's a moving plane over in the distance, which is quite cool. And a little garage over here as well. Should we go see if there's any Easter eggs before I sign off on the video? If he's done anything exciting. There is a person over here next to the little digger. He's missing his forehead. Unlucky, mate. I know that feeling. Oh, what's this over here then? Is this... oh, we love this. We love seeing these memory ones. In loving memory of Scatty, number 15. Rest in peace, Scatty, whoever you were. Don't know you personally, but I always love when people do some little memorabilia for people on them tracks. I remember as well where Aaron put one for his dog on his compound, and I love seeing that shit. It's so cool to see. So thank you, James, for releasing us for us to get some testing on in the Supercross off season, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you enjoy this track as well. Drop a like if you did enjoy. It really helps the channel grow, and subscribe if you are new. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day, wherever it is you're up to, and until I catch you in the next video, peace.
I'm working hard, I'm sacrificing my life, I'm sacrificing my mind, I'm sacrificing my sanity, but most importantly, I'm sacrificing my time. Boy, I feel fine, I feel like I am a king. Honestly, I can't complain, even with faith that's the size of a grain of some salt, I will still move a mountain and do what I want. I got to beat with my